This week we're talking about some strong teas, some like way back when, deep in culture, healing teas. Monday we did ginseng, yesterday we did moringa, today we're doing guinea hen. And the color of the tea is as light as when I do fresh ginger tea. It looks like mostly water, but it's a little bit cloudy. So you can see that there's something in there. So guinea hen is a weed, but it's a healing weed that's been around forever. It's indigenous to Africa, Caribbean, South and Central America. In fact, our Latin American counterparts call it Amasu. I put that word in the description of the live for those who are from that culture, and they'll be able to recognize the tea by that name. The root and the leaves are the medicinal parts of this tea, and it's a great anti-inflammatory, immune boosting, antioxidant. It's a diuretic. So if you are on high blood pressure medicine, consult your doctor first. And if you are pregnant, do not take this tea. If you are pregnant, do not take this tea. It can cause miscarriages. Do not take this tea if you're pregnant. It's a diuretic, antioxidant. What did I miss? Helps, colds and flus. Yes, it's helps you fight that. It's a fever reducer. It's a pain reliever. I listed all the description of the benefits of the tea in the description of this live. So I boil the water as usual. I steep this for about 5 minutes. According to the instructions, it says to get the tea more potent, stronger, you mix the tea bag in the water. It's almost like you are pressing out the contents of the tea bag in the water, like you get more out of it, like you're juicing. That's the kind of effect where you're pressing the water and the tea bag to kind of get more out of it. It has a light grassy smell, like when you just cut the lawn and you get that, you feel or you sense that smell. It's not unpleasant. It has a little bit of that grassy aftertaste towards the back of your throat. And then a tinge biterish-ish, not like a syrupy, but there's a little thing there. The good thing is it's not unpleasant, so you can totally gulp this down and be okay. In Jamaica, it's also known as gully root. Don't know the history behind that name, but if you guys know it, post it in the comments. All right, that's our guinea hen tea. I'm gonna gulp this down when we're done. We're continuing to read I Declare by Joel Osteen, and it's 31 promises to speak over your life. So we're at 22. I declare I will live victoriously. I was created in the image of God. I have the DNA of a winner. I am wearing a crown of favor. Royal blood flows through my veins. I'm the head, never the tail, and never beneath. I will live with purpose, passion, and praise, knowing that I was destined to live in victory. This is my declaration. It says in Romans 5 verse 17, we are to reign in life as kings. When God looks at us, he doesn't see us defeated, barely getting by, or just taking the leftover positions. Not at all. God sees you as a king. He sees you as a queen. You have royal blood flowing through your veins. You and I are supposed to reign in this life. Do you know what that word reign means? It means time in power. God said we're to reign how long? In life. That means as long as you're alive, that is your time in power. You don't have a 2-year term like a mayor, a 4-year term like a president. Your term is to reign every single day, to be victorious, to rise to new levels, to accomplish great things. And on those days where you don't feel like a king or you don't feel like a queen, just remember to reach down and check your pulse. And as long as you feel something beating, you can say, what do you know? It's still my time to reign. Let that be a reminder to put on a new attitude. And sometimes you have to do this by faith. You may not feel victorious. It may not look like you're blessed. But I like that saying. You've got to fake it until you make it. By faith, you need to walk like a king, talk like a king, think like a king, dress like a king, and smile like a king. Don't go by what you see. Go by what you know. There is royalty in your DNA. You have the blood of a winner. You were created to reign in life. Too many people are living below their privileges. It's because their vision has been clouded by past mistakes, disappointments, or how they were raised. That is gold. That is gold. Sometimes you say things to children that crush their spirit and bring them into a place of playing small, because you as a parent, you're not balanced, you're not standing in your royalty, you're not standing in your leadership. And so you lash out, you project, you speak from how you're feeling, and forget that the words coming out of your mouth is life. And you say crazy things that the kids receive, and they grow up to be dysfunctional adults. It matters what you say and how you say it. It matters. Okay, let's find where I am. They don't feel like royalty. They don't think they could be successful and really accomplish what God has put in their hearts. But I believe today, as I'm speaking faith into you, something is happening on the inside. New seeds are taking root. Strongholds that have kept you back for years, even right now, are being broken. You need to rise up and say, that's it. I'm not settling where I am. I know it's still my time of power. Yes, I may have taken a break for a while, but I've got an announcement. I'm coming back. I will start stepping up to who God created me to be. So powerful. He created you as kings and queens. As long as you have life, you're a king or you're a queen. Carry yourself accordingly. Speak life to yourself and to everyone around you. Speak abundance. You're in a kingdom. You have every blessing and gifts around you. You just need to get into a place where you can recognize that. No more negative talk. No more negative self-talk. Speak life. Declaration number 23. I declare I am a people builder. I will look for opportunities to encourage others, to bring out the best in them, and to help them accomplish their dreams. I will speak words of faith and victory, affirming them, approving them, letting them know they are valued. I will call out their seeds of greatness. helping them to rise higher and become all that God created them to be. This is my declaration. Do you know how many people have never been told you are a winner? There are most likely people in your life right now, people you work with, people you play ball with, maybe even your own family members, who are starving for your approval. They are craving for you to speak the blessings over their life. You don't know what it will mean when you affirm them, when you give them approval and let them know in no uncertain terms that you are proud of them and you think they'll do great. Everyone needs to be valued. Everyone needs to be appreciated. Every person needs that blessing. Let me ask you today, what kind of seeds are you planting in your child? That's what I was just talking about on the previous, good stuff. What kinds of seeds are you planting in your child, in your spouse, in that friend, in that nephew? Are you believing in anyone? Are you taking an interest to see how you can make someone's life better? Listen to their dreams. Find out what God has put in their hearts. Let them know you're behind them. Give them your approval. If you talk with any successful people, they'll tell you somebody believed in them. Somebody planted a seed and encouraged them when they were down. Somebody helped them to get a good break. Somebody spoke faith when they didn't think they could do it. Thomas Edison encouraged Henry Ford. Mr. Ford was introduced to him as the man trying to build a car that runs on gasoline. When Edison heard it, his face brightened up. He hit his fist on the table and said, "You've got it. A car that has its own power plant. That's a brilliant idea." Up to that point, no one had encouraged Mr. Ford. No one thought it was a good idea. He had just about convinced himself to give up. But along came Edison and spoke faith into him. That was a turning point in Henry Ford's life, he said. I thought I had a good idea, but I started to doubt myself. Then came along one of the greatest minds that ever lived and gave me his complete approval. That's what can happen when with a single vote of confidence. We don't realize the power we hold. We don't realize that what it means when we tell somebody, "I believe in you. You've got what it takes. I'm behind you 100%. And really, every one of us should be someone else's number one fan. We should be encouraging them, uplifting them when they've fallen, celebrating when they succeed, praying when they're struggling, urging them forward. That's what it means to be a people builder. Gosh, this is so generous of him to put all this in a book. There's so many entrepreneurs that I know that are struggling. It's not always, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm going to post on social media. It's work. Like, if you really want this business to work, you get up early, you strategize, and you do the work. You do the actions that move your business forward. You don't just sit, watch Netflix all day and say, I'm an entrepreneur. Absolutely not. But thank God for people who are inspired to write books that encourage and uplift and give ideas and support. So if you're really meant to be an entrepreneur, if that's what's really in your heart, you get to be encouraged. When you're down, if you launch on that journey of entrepreneurship, you don't need to be motivated, but you do need support. Like, there are days when it's tough and you get this word of, you're not alone, keep going. All right, it helps. So if you can plant that seed in somebody else's life, go for it. God's gonna bless you for it. So I'm gonna continue with my Guinea hen tea. It is light, grassy, a little bit fragrant. I wouldn't say this is my favorite flavor, but it's drinkable and it has a whole lot of benefits. right, I'm gonna hang out here as usual, drink the rest of this tea before I jump into my day, kind of hang out with the plants here a little bit and just so I'll see you tomorrow. Let me just make sure all my business is covered. See you tomorrow.